Today in Entre Nous, we're taking you to the moon, or pretty close, that is. We're going to dive into a brand new immersive exhibit that's opening in Paris at the Atelier des Lumières in the 11th arrondissement. It's called Destination Lune, or the Moonwalkers, a journey with Tom Hanks. We're going to talk about that now with the producer of the show, Richard Slaney, who joins me on the set. Richard, thanks so much for coming in. Exciting, busy day for you.
Yeah, very much.
So the show opening in Paris after it already screened in London. Before we get into this new production about the moon, just tell us a bit more about these immersive exhibits for the viewers who don't really know how they work.
Yeah, well, the sort of immersive world really started here in Paris at the Atelier des Lumières. There's been lots of shows really diving into artwork, the artwork of Van Gogh, of Klimt, and what we did at Lightroom in London is take that idea but a little bit further and broaden it out to other subject matters. So this show with Tom Hanks, we have currently playing a show about dinosaurs, always sort of a world in which you're standing in a space surrounded by projection and taken on a journey somewhere.
Right, and you were saying was actually thanks to the exhibition in Paris that you actually started your own thing.
Yeah, that's right. I saw the Atelier des Lumières when it opened in 2018, 19, and was inspired by it and thought, well, London needs one of these. And not thinking that X years later we'd be here bringing one of our shows back to London. So it's full circle to be here in Paris.
Indeed. All right, well, let's take a look at it now. It is called Destination Lune, or the Moonwalkers. Let's take a look.
In the 50,000 years of human history, just 12 of us have traveled from our Earth to walk on another celestial body.
40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Now join me on a journey back to the moon.
That's called The Moonwalkers, a journey with Tom Hanks. I'm here with the producer, Richard Slaney. Tom Hanks, obviously a fan of all things space for many years. He's done several movies, of course, on that same theme. How did you get him involved in this project?
Yeah, Tom is a huge space nerd, space fan, and he actually came to see our previous show as a guest of David Hockney. So I got to meet him on the screening of our David Hockney show, and literally as we were standing in the space, he was really taken with the format of projection all the way around you. And he said, well, you could do anything in this format. You could walk on the moon in here. And I said, okay, should we make a show? And then suddenly he wrote us a script. He came up with the idea. He's obviously worked on space movies all his life, but actually just as a human being, he's been passionate about this since he was 11, 12. And a lot of the show is very personal to him. It's about what happened to him when he was 12 years old, saw people land on the moon, and how that shaped the rest of his life, really. And so that was the most exciting start of a project. We made it very quickly. And then we spent some time with him in Houston, Texas at the Space Center, meeting the crew of Artemis, which is the sort of future program from Apollo. And they go to the moon next year.
Right,
So
and he actually
did
did the interviews, didn't he, with them?
That's right. So we went to Houston with him. We met the brilliant crew of Artemis 2 who are going, they'll be the first humans to leave Earth orbit since 1972. And that's going to be early next year. So it's an amazing moment in time that we haven't been to the moon for so long as a species. Suddenly we're going back, and that was part of the show and part of the inspiration for it.
Right, and these kind of shows are incredibly immersive. I mean, I've been to some of them in the past myself here in Paris. Here, what's really cool is at one point we really feel the liftoff of Apollo 11. Talk us through the challenges of making that seem so real.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you can't really explain it to you in the room, but even last night in the sort of private view for VIPs, you still get goosebumps at that moment because we turned the sound up very loud, and because I think it's impossible to take in everything in these spaces. You can't see in 360 degrees, so you as a viewer get to sort of feel like you're inside something, and it's your choice as to what you're going to look at and how it's going to be experienced around you.
And what's also really interesting is you were using some never before seen footage from NASA. Was it complicated getting that?
Yeah, it was complicated, but NASA has an amazing archive, and actually these astronauts took amazing footage. There's nothing in the show that's CGI. Everything is real. I mean, there's some graphics and so on, but there's nothing there that we've made. It's all been made, filmed by a human with a camera on a spacecraft or on the moon, and that's what makes it amazing.
Was it difficult adapting this for a French audience here in Paris? Did you change much?
We've revoiced it, so Jean-Philippe Puy-Martin, who's the French voice for Tom Hanks, has voiced Tom's part because we wanted a French audience to understand Tom's voice. But other than that, we haven't really changed it much, other than the space is so different. The space is very different to our space in London, so you can walk around it more, you can explore it more. It's different and it's better, I guess.
All right. And this is actually the first collaboration between your company, Lightroom, and the European company, Culture Espace. Tell us a bit more about that and if there are going to be new collaborations in the future.
Yeah, it's a brand new partnership. We're very honoured to be the first, I think, to work in this way with Culture Espace. They have a brilliant network of venues, all slightly different, all across Europe, here in France, Germany, Amsterdam, and we have shows that we're making in London. So it seems like a perfect partnership to bring our shows here, and we're really excited about it.
Fantastic. Well, Richard, thanks so much for coming in to tell us about it. The show is called The Moonwalkers, A Journey with Tom Hanks, or Destination Lune here in Paris. Richard Slaney, thank you so much. You're watching France 24. Stay with us.